Have you ever had one of those friends? They kind of always are willing to tell you what you want to hear, but they never tell you what you need to hear. They'll tell you the things that you already believe, but they're unwilling to say anything that will challenge your existing beliefs or your ideas. They're kind of friends, but they're not really friends, because a real good friend adds to you. They build you up, they challenge you. They say the things that might hurt, but you need to hear them. Not just running around acting as yes man and yes woman. This is what social media is to me. This is what Facebook is to me, Instagram is to me, YouTube is to me. And I thought I was done making videos about social media. I have a playlist already, I can link it down below and up here somewhere. And I found myself recently watching a Netflix documentary called The Social Dilemma. Maybe you've heard of it. If you haven't, I definitely recommend checking that out after you're done watching this video. But in that video, they mention a topic that I've always wanted to talk about. I just didn't know what angle to come at it from. But it's the concept of social media echo chambers. Social media echo chambers, how it affects our life, both directly and indirectly, and the dilemma that's associated with it. Because there's so much positives that come from social media. There's so much positives that the algorithm allows us to do in our lives. But there's a lot of indirect consequences that the documentary exposes. In particular, the echo chambers. So first and foremost, what is an echo chamber? What is a social media echo chamber? Think of it as a room, like this one. And like when you speak, when you have an idea, when you say a thought, it boom, 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 boom. It bounces off the walls and comes back to you. So you're hearing your own thoughts and feelings and ideas and interests reflected back at you. Social media is the same way. Now you might think, well, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with social media showing me more of what I already like? Well, here's the thing. If you, for example, if you're on social media and you mention a certain political affiliation you have or interest you have, it shows you more of that thing, which is great in one context. That's the positive part of social media. The negative part is it prevents you from getting access to information that you don't already know. It prevents you from getting access to information that might challenge your current beliefs. And the problem with that is it prevents you from growing, it prevents you from developing, it prevents you from getting access to information that you otherwise wouldn't have found. And so this documentary, it really does a great job at coming at this topic from a totally different angle. And for some reason, I'm not sure what it is, but it really made an impact on me. The algorithm's whole goal is to kind of hold up a mirror to you, and it reflects back who you already are. So you're getting exposed to people that are more and more like you. But imagine you're at a party, right? You're at a party, there's 20 people there, everyone's dancing and wilding out, but they dance like you. They look like you. They're dressed like you. You know how it feels when you walk into a room and someone's wearing an outfit similar to yours? It's kind of like, come on, man. Like you want to see diversity. We want to get access to information that is separate from the information we currently hold. Social media now is becoming that mirror. It's becoming that room full of people that look like you and act like you and think like you. I don't like that. Would you want to be in a room full of everyone that's kind of talking about the same topic that you already have? Sharing information? Like, do you enjoy having the same conversation 50 times? I certainly don't. After I've had the same conversation 3 or 4 times, it's like, what's new? What's different? Right? What's developing? What new technology is there? I want to hear new topics. We like novelty. I like adventure. Adventure is novelty. Social media is becoming, not only is it becoming like repetitive because it's creating a world around you similar to the one that you already have, similar to the one that you already exist within, but it's preventing you from getting access to outside information. That's the biggest issue I have with it. The social media echo chamber. And as the Netflix title goes, the social dilemma. It is such a dilemma. There's so much that social media and algorithms, so much positivity that is brought to the world. It's an innovation that is unlike almost anything else that we've ever had access to as human beings. The dilemma comes because with that, it's brought in so much indirect and unexpected consequences. The way that it controls what we have access to, as opposed to it being somewhat random or somewhat intentional on our part. I ran into a guy the other day and we got to talking about like just learning things and whatnot. I mentioned how I like to read books. Lately, I like to read a lot or go through a lot of audiobooks. And he said he's not really into audiobooks. He's not really into reading books, but he loves articles. And okay, I said cool. Like I read a lot of articles too. I asked him, where do you get access to your articles? Like how do you find them? His response, Facebook. Right? His friends post things, or certain articles get sponsored. People pay to get an article put in front of you to catch your attention, right? LinkedIn, Reddit. He says all these things have a common thread, a common pattern here, and it's that all these platforms cater the content to you. So I wanted to point this out to him. I said, you know, that's great and all, but you realize like all these platforms, they're just showing you what they know you want to see. So you're kind of selling yourself short because you're not getting exposed to information that can actually change your existing thoughts. And that's how you grow, right? You get challenged beyond what you currently believe. New information that might challenge you. You know, I'm not sure if he really got the sincerity that's coming at him from, because it's kind of unsolicited advice. But when I hear that, I kind of want people to see it from a different perspective, you know? So these social media echo chambers, what do we do about it? I really don't know. I don't have the answer per se, because you don't want to get rid of them. Not that we have a choice at this point, but you don't want to get rid of them because there's so much good that comes from it. So what I've found over the years, because at one point I was really much in this chamber, like I was locked in there. There's some things that I've done, some steps I've taken in order to lower the influence social media and its content has on my life. The first thing I do, and the first thing I'd recommend to you, is to be mindful about how you engage with social media. Because the algorithm's all based on how you engage. The things you like, the things you comment on, the videos you watch, how long you watch it. There's tens of thousands of signals that these platforms use to decide what to present to you. The second thing I do is I intentionally comment on things that I don't agree with. I constantly interact with comments and videos and conversations that might not be something I'm into, might not challenge me in the way that I want to be challenged, but it's different. It's different from my current beliefs. Because I want to have a world around me on social media that I hear both sides of. I hear all the different angles, right? I want to see things that maybe I might not resonate with now, but in 2 years I will, and I want to get exposed to that stuff. The third thing you can do, make use of incognito mode or private browsers. When you're on Google or you're on YouTube or you're searching things online, the algorithm isn't following you around, and if it can't track you, it doesn't know what to present to you. So it's not going to cater its content towards your existing interests. The big thing you can do is skip being tracked. There's a Chrome extension, it's called Undistracted. And so what it does is it allows you to disable certain parts of social media. For example, if you're on YouTube, you can open up the YouTube part of the extension and disable the homepage. So when you type in youtube.com and you go there, instead of being showed 15 videos that YouTube thinks that you'd want to watch, that whole section is blank. You can still see who you're subscribed to, you can still search something in the search bar, but it doesn't give you those suggestions. It doesn't distract you, it doesn't give you the opportunity to get distracted. It's the same on Facebook. It basically disables the feed. So you're not being inundated and having all these people's posts regurgitated on you to distract you. But the other benefit is that it doesn't pull you in. It makes all your searches intentional. And that's the most important thing that I've made changes with myself over the years. I've become more intentional with what I search for. I've become more intentional with how I engage on these platforms. Because they're getting smarter. It's brilliant, this tool that's been created. As mentioned earlier in the video, I have made a social media series talking about managing your social media usage and being aware of how it has influences on our lives and how to act more intentionally with social media. I will link that below in the description and somewhere up here on the screen. If you enjoy this content, I definitely welcome you to join the community, join the discussion, hit the subscribe button, and let me know down below. Leave a comment. Have you seen The Social Dilemma? What did you think of it? If you haven't seen it, go watch it, then let me know down below your thoughts on it. I'd love to have a discussion with you. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.